Damon here with Complete. Today I'm going to be getting the drone up at Living Sculpture Sanctuary. I'm going to be using the Epson BT-300s. They're going to be looking a little bit different. The BT-300s come with, they look like actual glasses. They hook around your ear. And I just found that to be a little bit heavy, a little bit cumbersome. So the company called Solitaire Ace has created some like almost like a headband style to go around the BT-100s. It look like this. I'm going to put it on my head. You're going to see it. I'm going to do a video that shows you what it looks like inside the viewer. As you can see right here, they just have the regular goggles. I'm going to put a little filter on here so it's darker so I can actually see my screen as well as see the drone. So that's what's going to be next. Next video, next clip will be me with the headset, with the heads on.
Tell him we lit.
All right, so here we go. We got the headsets on. As you can see, it's got the strap going around, channeling my inner Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Blue Alcindor, that kind of thing. And then down here, we have the controller for it. So we have the, I'm using the Mavic 2 zoom. And what we have right here is this black part right here is the controller for the drone. And then obviously, for the goggles. Part right here is the controller for the goggles, and then we obviously have the remote control for the drone, and we're going to get things going here in a sec. Flying right now over at Living Sculpture, of course, and it's very, very difficult to fly. Well, it's not difficult to fly in there, but it's difficult to see at the ceremony location because they have trees pretty much covering the entire area. It's really gorgeous in there, but it's very hard to get any type of visual at all in here. So what I found is a little spot where the trees open up just a tad, and that's going to be roughly at around 25 feet or so. And so that's what you're seeing here. I found this little spot, and now what I'm doing is I'm focusing the camera just to make sure that everything obviously is in focus. So as I said, I'm in this little area where the trees open up a little bit. It's about 25 feet or so above the water. And I'm just going to hover there for a little bit and try and capture everybody as they walk down the aisle. I believe the bride is going to be coming down next. We already captured the wedding party. And wow, I didn't even notice that he got a hug from, was that mom? I didn't even notice that. It's obviously in real time that I was watching this. So I didn't see that. I was more focused on the bride coming down the aisle, which you're seeing right now. And as she gets closer, I'm trying to get a better angle. So I go up another 15 feet or so. As you can see, I'm not really getting a good angle there. So now it is just trial and error. I'm about 50 feet or so. And there's just nothing for me to see. So now I'm just, again, trial and error. I'm trying a lot of different areas. And as well, I'm trying to make it so that it's a good shot to use in post-production when we put this video together. So this is my pan up so that way we can get the horizon shot there. And then I'm pretty sure I'm going to back out a little bit, lower down. And now again, we're right back at that ceremony area, but now I'm going to try and pan to the left. And it looks like, I don't know, probably about 200 or so feet away from the drone, back against those waterfalls there. You might see that at the end of this shot. And here it's really bright outside. And so it's hard to tell if I actually have a shot. I'm thinking I do, but I can definitely see the tree there, but I'm trying to get that bride and groom in the same shot. And as you can see, it's just extremely difficult. And then of course we have the trees there, and once you hit a tree, game over. So we don't want to do that either. So I probably could have stayed at that shot, but you know, in my viewfinder there, it's very, very small, and it's hard to see that that's actually the bride and groom. And of course, this is all in real time, so it makes it even more difficult. And as I was saying earlier, what you're seeing is exactly what I see in my display through the goggles. And I figured I'd go around to the back. Maybe I'll be able to get something from back there, but all I have are a few guests. Might be a good shot for post. Maybe if we get some good motion in there, but for the most part, not a usable shot at all. So I'm going to keep it moving. Do another pan around. And I'll probably end up back at the same spot that I was, seeing as that's the best location for capturing anything. And again, man, that's such a tight area to try and be in. I tried a lot. As you can see, I rotated the drone a couple times and still nothing right there. I'm blocking the bride completely. And now the groom, because of that branch. If I go to the left a little bit, then I would be able to see the groom, but that's about it. So now it's just time to make the most out of what I have left. As you can see, I have 44% of battery on my left on my drone. That's what's showing up there at the top left. Now it's at 43%. So now I'm just trying to find a different spot there, and again, pretty much nothing. Now I'm zooming out. I was completely zoomed in. Now I'm completely zoomed out. I'm noticing cache is getting full a lot with my drone. I do save the cache on there just in case. And so now I just decided to, like I said, make the most out of what I have left with the battery. So I'm going to be doing a lot with some different angles, some different shots. Mainly this fountain here. I've seen that a few times, and I wanted to try and get some cool stuff with it. So I'm going to kind of play a little bit while the ceremony is going on. And also I want to keep in mind that I don't want to get too close to the ceremony. Couple reasons. First is I don't want to disturb the ceremony, disturb the guests there, and them paying attention to a drone instead of paying attention to the ceremony. And then also we don't want to get too close to any of the guests because if something happens and the drone falls, again, game over. So as you see, I did a little zoom in of the fountain, and then I just zoomed out, did a little left rotation there. I'll just point out a couple things. First, I'm shooting at 30 frames per second. So I have my shutter speed on 1/60th. And then I guess that beeping that you're seeing right now, I'm recording. So I'll record a little bit and then pause it. My ISO is at 800. That's because I have a ND filter on there. I believe I was using the 32 on this one with the polarizer. And then, of course, as you see there, right above or right below where the red light is flashing, I'm shooting in 4K. And as I mentioned, that's 4K 30 frames per second. And up here, it's a little bit blown out. I'm exaggerating. It's a lot blown out there because it's so, I guess, dark once we get down there in the trees. On this shot, I probably should have reduced the ISO, maybe gone down to 400 or even 200. But obviously I didn't do that. You're about to hear a beep here.
Landing.
And so there you go. The drone has landed. That beep that you heard is just the notification that you are getting close to an obstacle, your obstacle avoidance notification. Obviously, when you're landing, then the ground is an obstacle. So it's just letting you know that, but it really comes in handy when you're flying close to buildings and trees and all of that. And so that is the video from over at the Living Sculpture Sanctuary. I did fly the drone past the ceremony. I got some post-ceremony photographs, but I landed this drone because, as you see, I'm at 33%, and I have another full battery in my pocket, so I don't want to waste time trying to switch it out and then get the drone, all back up and all that. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now because I have time. and then we get it back up for some of the post-ceremony photographs. But that is the gist of what you're seeing inside of the Epson FPV goggles. I really like them. The one thing that I guess I would say is a hindrance is that they take long to boot up. I can get my phone up and running with the DJI Go 4 app in under 30 seconds. But with the Epson goggles, it probably takes closer to 3 minutes. Not the end of the world, but when you're trying to get up and fly and everybody's looking at you like, are you going to get the drone up? It just helps when you have the ability to get everything on and operational within 30 seconds. Other than that, I do really like the goggles. I like being able to see the drone and see what where I'm flying at the same time. That really does come in handy instead of having to look up, look down, look up at the drone, look down at the controller, look up at the drone, look down at the controller. It just makes it so much easier to do it this way. So that is my experience with the goggles. My name is Damon with Complete Media. I appreciate you checking everything out. And I guess I will see you on the next one.
With it, whole team nice, whole team fire on the mic, tell it we lit with it, whole team nice, whole